Chuck scores a massive W against Mike and Kate, his protege, thus proving that anyone can get it.
Welcome back to Structure. As always, I'm H. This is E.
What up, what up?
And this is going to be a review for episode 6 of Billions, season 6.
Yes.
It's called Hostis Humani Generis. Wow, what a title.
Yeah, that's a mouthful right there.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Interesting episode this week. We continue our streak with good episodes from since the first couple ones, right?
Yeah.
Where in this episode, Chuck strikes back because he's been taking L's the whole show.
Gosh.
And
I'll be honest,
it. Last week, it seemed very hard how he's going to bounce back.
Yeah.
You took his number one protege, his ally. He has nobody to back him up. He hired somebody else at the end of the episode. And I wasn't quite sure that Chuck was going to find a way to strike back to Mike and Kate.
I thought it was going to be a minute.
And he really pulled it out.
Yeah, he pulled a rabbit out the hat.
Shows you how good Chuck is. That's why he's where he's at.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this episode was set up to make it look like Mike Prince and Kate were definitely going to win. And before you knew it, they were both taking L's. And they didn't even see it coming.
See, Kate never lost in this manner before.
No, she hasn't.
And this loss broke her spirit to the point that she was willing to quit. She was ready to go, tuck tail, and go home. Shows you that she was so used to winning, being in Chuck's side, that she felt she was ready to come back. You know what? I learned everything I can learn. I'm ready to fly and ready to leave the nest. And she got slapped back down to reality.
So we have the situation where Mike Prince plays the benevolent billionaire who's going to give $2 billion to buy new subway system, not a system, but subway trains for New York. And basically, New York is in a situation where they need it. They definitely can use it. And they were going to accept, but Chuck wanted to block that because also that has to do with the Olympics. And Chuck first gets defeated at first, it seems like, because Mike Prince won over the transit union and he got their approval. And it seems like it was over until he ultimately finds a way to get it vetoed because the transit system or the cars were made by a foreign
Chinese
country.
company.
Yeah.
It wasn't made in the foreign company. They were made by a company that's Chinese.
Yeah.
Which violates some kind of rule.
It's a federal rule that the government has to buy from Americans. That makes sense. So it got thrown out the window at last minute. I mean, they were at the 1 yard line. It was about to be over. And all of a sudden, you see Chuck's team pulling out a win. And it was amazing because how it came about was that Dave, which is Chuck's new number 2, she quickly analyzed and read Kate. And Kate didn't even see it.
She did not see it coming. And this tells you about Chuck's eye for talent. Because Chuck put himself in a position to be defeated by Dave. Now he uses Dave or wields Dave as a weapon against Kate. And just to show Kate, listen, you're not unique. There's more of you. And he proved it.
I think he enjoyed beating his protege and showing her, hey, the grass is still green where you came from. It's not greener on the other side.
And he's not done. He's playing the long game. Don't forget that towards the end of the episode, we saw that someone joining Mike Prince's list of investors, right? Yeah. Someone that they were looking to go after, which they were not looking to go in with Mike. And Chuck willed himself to push them to do it.
Right. And
so he's playing the long game. So he has a nuclear bomb waiting to blow up.
And they have no idea that Chuck planted this informant within their ranks. They have no idea about it. And so he's going to constantly feed them information, obviously. And Chuck, just like he said, he gave away his game plan, where is I'm not going to stop them. I'm just going to slow them down and run the clock. And that's his game plan. There's only so much time they have for planning out the Olympics or whatever before the committee goes somewhere else. And that's all Chuck needs to do. So far, put one in the W column for Chuck. This was a big score this week.
Yeah, I mean, that was the main theme going in this episode. Although we saw Taylor get a bit of spotlight, bringing in that football player
Yeah.
that had the fitness compound, having her reconnect with her former partner Lauren Turner,
Yeah.
having her join the show at least for those brief scenes, and having Taylor turn or I guess use
Taylor
use
Taylor
technology that one of her proteges created for
exactly.
social media
Yeah.
to destroy another person, and she did not approve that. Her protege did not like what she did, and now we are seeing that. Let's see, that's gonna backfire on Taylor.
I think that she admired it. I think that she said that she protected her or whatever. I think that she was cool with it. We'll see how that plays out over time. But Taylor is becoming more and more cunning as we're noticing during this season. So I think that she has her eye on Mike Prince. And talking about Mike Prince, can we go there? I think that Mike Prince has his eye on something else.
Yes, so at the end of the episode, we finally saw what the ultimate plan for Mike Prince may be when he tells Scooter, "Hey Scooter, the reason I have your nephew here because he's very talented, and I want to position him to take over Mike Prince Capital because where you and I are going, they're going somewhere else. So
Where
the
could
only
that?
other place they can go
Where could that be? H.
is either gonna be Mars or it's gonna be the White House."
Yes, that's the only thing that makes sense. H picked up on that. I didn't. I was like, "Well, where the hell are you going?" And H was like, "Hey, he's a billionaire already. So there's only one place, which is the White House. It makes sense. You have a billionaire New Yorker that wants to be president. Go figure. It never happened before, right? So they're lining up political assets and political goodwill so that he can get the nomination and also become president. Because think about it, if he puts Kate in Congress, and he has the approval of the governor, then he'll get huge endorsements when he announces a nomination.
He's putting the pieces down, preparing his team. For he want to take Scooter and Kate up with him, and that's what his ultimate plans are. Having something like the Olympics that he brought into New York, having his wife back, right? Having his company be successful, getting this exclusive list of investors.
Yeah.
All these accolades can be used for his political gain and eventually becoming president.
He'll be greeted as a hero. I mean, this is a win for him if he's able to pull all these things off. That'll be amazing. We'll see if I don't know. Did Billions get renewed for season 7? Or are they going that far? Who knows?
This might be the last season. Let's see.
I think it is the last season. But if they even get close to that, that'll be interesting to see that actually come about. But it's nice to know that he has other plans. And we see a lot of character development. We see a lot of interaction in this particular episode. For instance, we see the nephew. He's taking on a bigger role, and he's showing that he deserves to be there.
And he's encouraging and developing others the same way
Exactly.
that the Prince does when we see him encourage his new assistants there to be more forthcoming and be more confident.
You be more
choices.
outspoken.
Yeah.
Closed mouths don't get fed, and that's when you're showing trust your gut. And that is what a leader is supposed to do. And they are grooming the nephew to take over Mike Prince Capital. So he's right on schedule with that one. This episode, I thought, gave me that Billions feeling again. There's a lot of chess moves that back and forth that happen, and ultimately, in at the end of the episode, there's a winner, there's a loser. Kate and Mike Prince lost this time, but one scene that I liked was Chuck. He greeted Kate at the end, and he offered her an opportunity.
He offered her
to
a
come
way
back.
out. So Chuck tells her, "Listen, you sure you don't want to come back? Because when I'm coming, I'm gonna take everybody down, and you're in that list included." This shook her because she just took the biggest loss she's ever received in her
That's right.
career as an attorney.
That's right.
She's now scared. She even wanted to quit. And she knows that Chuck plays a long game and they don't know what Chuck's planning next.
So what you have is the known and the unknown. She knows how Chuck plays. She doesn't know how Mike Prince plays. Which side does she stay on? And that's a decision that she has to make. But I think that she hates the loss, and she wants to take Chuck down. we see that because she said that she was angry and she wanted to win. I think that she's going to double down, stay on Mike Prince's team, and take down Chuck.
Let me ask you guys, what you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Do you think that in the next couple of episodes, could we see Kate jump back to be to team up with Chuck again, or is she gonna double down with Mike Prince? Let us know in the comments.
That'll be great. Hey, we will be here for the next episode, episode 7. Let us know your thoughts. Drop us a line. Until the next episode, I'm E. This is H, and we are
Unstructured.
That's right.